Hi there, Scott here. Welcome to my channel. If you say business class laptop, I will say Latitude. This is my absolute favorite machine. This particular machine was manufactured back in 2016, and this is the part of the 5000 series, the E5470. This machine, if you're looking at from outside, there is absolutely no wear and tear. It almost looks like new. Hasn't been dropped. No deep scuffs or marks. Nothing would really indicate that this machine is actually 7 years old. It held up absolutely beautifully. Is still fully functional as of today, but we finally met. So in 2016, we put this out for a client, and this machine was performing great without any kind of hiccups, any kind of issues. It's been running for 7 years without any problem whatsoever. And this is my expectation from a business class machine. You put this machine out for a client, and for the next 6 to 8 years, this machine just works every single day. All you have to do is hit the power button, and if it's not getting infected or Windows doesn't have any issues, this machine will easily last to 6 to 8 years. Some clients even able to take maybe 8 to 10 years out of these machines. That's really a stretch, was still possible. So whoever spec'd this machine out in 2016 was a true hero, and let me tell you why. Uh, no fancy features, no webcam. If you wanted to buy a webcam for this particular machine, Dell was charging you $70 for the webcam, which was 0.9 megapixel. Yes, it's not even 1 megapixel. So you would need an external camera. Obviously, back in 2016, there was no need for a webcam for a lot of us. As actually, there was barely any software out able to give you video conference options. Not like today when it's pretty much required. If you have a computer, you work from home remotely or even from your office, there is a lot of webinars, meeting, whatnot, requires a webcam. So yeah, back in 2016, this was not a thing. Also, this particular laptop doesn't have a full HD screen, and the reason why, because the HD screen was $200 or $250 cheaper than a full HD. So that's not where the budget went. Where the budget went is we get an i5 processor, we have 8 gigs of RAM, and we have a 250 SSD, which is huge. I remember when the news broke that the 120 gig SSD, the solid state drive, finally dropped below $199. We all went out to the clients as techs, and we were showing them this little thing which has no moving parts in it and makes the computer super fast. The performance benefit in a business environment, what you were getting out of a solid state drive in this early times was unbelievable. We upgraded probably hundreds of computers and laptops which came with a regular old-fashioned hard drive, and once the client or a decision maker noticed the benefit, the huge benefit of the solid state drives, that was literally unstoppable. And since then, we never look back. Any computer we sell in I don't know, in the past how many years, it's all solid state. So this has a solid state. If you look at the same machine in 2016 with an i3, 4 gigs of RAM, and a 500 gig regular hard drive, would cost you like $900. This computer with the HD screen, no webcam, but 8 gigs of RAM, i5, 250 SSD was almost $1,200. Funny thing, if you go to Dell.com and try to spec a same machine out, a Dell Latitude 5000 as of today, you're gonna get a similar result. Like the machine will cost you around $1,000. Depends on if it's on sale or not, what kind of configuration, what's on sale. Maybe you can get 16 gigs of RAM for the same amount of price. Other than that, this machine, again, it's super basic. It's not a super high-end business class machine, but whatever this machine was supposed to deliver, it absolutely did, and I have a huge respect for Dell Latitude for that. Let's look at the machine. If you're looking at the screen, the colors are still nice on the machine itself. However, you can notice that the view angle is really not that great. You have to really dial into that one particular position when the screen is the sharpest and doesn't have reflection in it. and then it's pretty usable. I can see that the hinge is moving a little bit. It probably could use a little bit of tightening. Also, the Wi-Fi and a Bluetooth is an older generation. It will not perform as anything, even a lowest model Inspiron, as fast as those. The keyboard is good. The touchpad is actually nice. Even today, when I review the Vastro 5000 series, which is also business class, this touchpad works still nicer after 7 years than what the Vastro does, or what we have in a Vastro. Obviously, this is not a backlit keyboard. There were two significant problems with this particular computer. One of them is a laptop. So clients without education, they were keeping the laptop on their lap. And as you can see, this is the area where the laptop is getting fresh air. And this is the area when the hot air escapes. And if you keep this on your laptop, the laptop is unable to breathe. It's unable to exchange the cool air with the hot air. And these guys were overheating and shutting down. It was a quick phone call. We never had to go out. We just had to tell them, like, hey, make sure that this laptop sits on a solid surface, and then no issues whatsoever. The other problematic part was the battery life. The battery life, when this was brand new, if you cut the performance down completely, if you pull the screen down to brightness wise to all the way to the bottom, you could get maybe 7 hours out of that state. If you use the laptop as you should, you could probably get out 4.5 or maybe 5 hours, and that was it. As of today, with the same original battery, you can get maybe an hour, hour and a half out of this particular machine, and that is pretty standard. Let's see how the charger look like. So this is a charger, and you can tell it's a design charger. It's significantly nicer than the brick what you get in 2016. There is a little indicator light around the charger, but you can also see that the cable is already started separating from the cylinder type connector. So yeah, it probably needs a new charger or needs some electrical tape. It is 7 years old. It's unbelievable that it lasted this long. Also, a very nice winter feature. When I reinstalled Windows 11 on this particular laptop, which Dell does not recommend, but still work without the glitch, had no issues whatsoever. When you use a computer and the CPU usage spikes up, the hot air is really hot. I had to move my hand away from here. Winter is coming. It will be a nice feature, but then it's going to be a problem again that the hot air escapes right here. Let me show you the 3000 series, and you can see what they did. They literally moved the same slot to the back side of the laptop, so when this machine does the same thing, the hot air escapes on the back, which is not gonna burn your hand. It's not really burning your hand, but it's significantly hot air. It's surprisingly hot. A lot of people, a lot of you, unfortunately, go to Amazon.com or other sites and purchasing these computers in 2022, 2023 between $150 and $350. I would like to ask you to stop doing it. There is no reason to buy this laptop for $150 or even $300. It doesn't make any sense. This is 7 years old. It got here for a reason, because now it's sluggish, it's old. If there's any problem with this laptop, you drop it off at the shop or at Geek Squad or anywhere, they would charge you at least $100 or more than $100 to fix up. And everything in this computer inside, even if it looks very nice outside, inside the components, the motherboard, the solid state drive, the RAM, everything, wear and tear. It's 7 years old. If this would be a car, I would say this is a Honda or a Toyota, and it was super reliable. But if this is a car, it has 250,000 miles in it or 300,000 miles in it. The good times are pretty much behind us now. Like, the future doesn't look as bright as it looked in 2016 when I put this out for a client, and I didn't even remember that they have this laptop. And 7 years later, yeah, it hit the shop. So this is the time when they start coming back to us because they are having issues. So yeah, if you go to the Dell.com and if you only have $300 for a new computer, I would suggest to get an Inspiron. If it's on sale, sometimes it's $270 at Dell.com to get an i3, 8 gigs of RAM, and a 250 SSD with a full HD screen, with a webcam, with a Generation 6 Wi-Fi and Bluetooth, the battery which lasts for a long time, not just an hour, hour and a half. And I know what you think, but Scott, this is business class, and this is i5, and you just said i3. And you're right, that i3 from Gen 12 or 13 is runs faster than this Gen 6 i5. Anything, even in the Inspiron, in that home quality or home grade laptop, is faster and better than in here. Again, the good days and the good times are behind us. The Inspiron, I own several of those. I own an Inspiron from 2016. I own an Inspiron from 2020, and they are still work. Obviously, the build quality is not here with the business class, but if you take care of the machine and you have the realistic expectation for that $300 or sub $300, that's still a great machine. Let me show you this. This is a Dell Latitude. It's brand new. If you watch my review, you know that this is brand new, and I'm having a trouble already with this laptop with the build quality. If you're looking at this laptop, when you open the lid, the screen just separates, the plastic snaps in and out every time you open this laptop. It's been waiting for that to show up and replace the hinges and maybe a frame. However, all I get is an email saying like the parts are out of stock and please be patient. To be completely fair, Dell offered a full replacement. They know that this computer was brand new, and this is our out-of-box experience, that the plastic just snaps in and out, and the plastic just separates in here. And I turned it down. I would like to see that the tech is coming out and maybe explain if there is any problem with the 3000 series for $850, or this is just a really odd one-time problem what we are having in here. But as you can hear, when you try to open the lid, this thing left and right, the plastic just snaps in and out of alignment. Other than that, it's a super nice machine. It's fast. It runs nicely. The screen quality, the Wi-Fi, everything in this machine, I absolutely love it. So I really would like to know if this is just a one odd computer which had a problem, or maybe the 3000 series is affected, which I don't think so, because we sold quite a few of these and nobody complained. But back to this guy, huge respect for Dell, because when I installed Windows 11 and installed the Dell software application on this laptop, it automatically grabbed all the latest drivers, and I'm happy to report that the latest BIOS for this particular machine is from 2022 August, I believe. So Dell still put time and effort and money to make sure that these computers are still safe and secure as much as possible. On the funny side of the story, where all the drivers updates were done, there was a pop-up from Dell like, hey, do you want to trade this particular machine into something newer? And I started tagging along, and Dell offered $37 for this particular machine. You're probably gonna laugh. Yes, it's not a whole lot, but if you are somebody who's not tech savvy, you had this in your business environment or a home environment, and you have maybe sensitive data on it, you don't know how to secure wipe the computer, you're not sure if somebody, if this laptop goes somewhere, if you sell it locally on a market, Facebook marketplace, or somewhere able to recover your documents or pictures or family pictures, this is a good option. You can just ship it to Dell. They're going to give you $30-40 towards to buying a new computer, which offsets your cost, and then you don't have to worry about the I'm pretty sure they're going to do everything to make sure that no data is coming out of your laptop in any condition. So that is absolutely fantastic. So my advice for this particular laptop or any business class, which is like 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years old, do not buy them as refurbished. Just get a new machine. I know this is business class, and I'm a tech for 20 years. I own several low-end Inspiron, and they are holding up nicely. If I would have to choose between a 7-year-old a business class computer for $300, or a brand new lower end Inspiron, which is faster, has a better screen, better Wi-Fi, everything literally better on that machine with a 1-year Dell warranty. It's a no-brainer for me. If you have a different opinion, please let me know in the comment section, and I'll see you in the next video. Scott's out.